Metroid 5, or commonly known Metroid Dread, is kind of a miracle among Metroid fans. Now, to really understand, we need to go back before the time of Corona and Dream Stands. Around the time of the launch and reveal of the DS, there were rumors of a new 2D Metroid for the DS and a 3D Metroid for the DS. Now, of course, we did get the 3D Metroid for the DS, also known as Metroid Hunters. But seemingly no news for the new 2D Metroid. Metroid Hunters was already revealed and shown off. But for the heavily rumored 2D Metroid, it was seemingly forgotten. Now yes, later people did find a secret in Metroid Prime 3 that basically said Metroid Project Dread was nearing completion. Now a lot of people did think this just meant nothing, which is understandable, but a lot of the big Metroid fans thought about the DS Metroid game and thought that this could be what they were hinting at. Now further on, Metroid Dread later just became an infamous rumor of a Metroid game that never came out. Fans did later ask the creators about what Metroid Dread was, and the creators did what Nintendo commonly does and just said, cease and desist, it never existed. Now later on they did say this project was real, but they also said they scrapped it because they just could not find a way for it to work on the DS. But then later on, a new rumor for a Metroid game came out, and people believed that this would be Metroid Dread, not on the DS, but on the 3DS. But were then later disappointed for it only to be a remake of Metroid 2. A good remake, mind you. We have not seen that from Nintendo in a long time. Look at Skyward Sword. Actually, no, I'm not giving that the title of remake. That's a straight up port, but that's for a different video. Now we know it's real, comes out very soon, and 19 years later, a new original 2D Metroid. Now 19 years later, I want to know why they're releasing this game now. Personally, I think it's because Metroid Prime 4 is not going to be out for like another 3 years, and when the project was scrapped, Nintendo came up to the Metroid devs and say, hey, you gotta get something out fast, or we're gonna kill Metroid just like we did Chibi Robo. And the Metroid devs probably like, yeah, Nintendo, we have something, and saw Dread and just said, yeah, that would work. Because it probably became a project once 4 was scrapped, so something Metroid will come out on the Switch. Because I still believe full-heartedly that Prime 4 is going to be like the next-gen Switch game, like this launch. It's going to be exactly like Breath of the Wild. It's still crazy to me that they decided to finish this instead of just making something else. I mean, they could have done something like Other M, but Other M didn't do well, so I don't think they would have done this. But Metroid Dread still brought the hype, and all Metroid fans lost their organs and went into cardiac arrest. In that moment, it worked well. I think us Metroid fans can wait a few more years for Metroid 4 with Dread right around the corner. Finally, is this game anything like it originally was? Well, yeah, that's a dumb question. Of course it's different. It's a Switch game that was originally supposed to be a DS game. Now, obviously, I think gameplay is going to be a lot different, but story-wise, I think it's going to follow the same format. Just because of what we heard in the panel beside the Easter egg for Dread and Metroid Prime 3, which stated that fusing Metroids and technology failed, and then in the next panel, it said it worked. So I probably think the MEMMIs, whatever that is, has something to do with fusing technology and Metroids. This probably has something to do with the Galactic Federation's peaceful way of using Metroids, or another company is using Metroids in a way that the other company in Fusion did. But I feel like it's going to take off right after Fusion. There'll be a bit of a prologue that we need to find out. But other than that, I believe the story definitely has something to do with all that, and the story at least has not changed too much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.